profile of the Lincoln Park School District and the recent changes and shifts that have taken place within the school district. My role as a fifth grade teacher at the Lincoln Park Middle School, and I will share with you throughout this presentation information about the district, information about the changes, and some personal communications about the changes with Anne-Marie Vansicle, Director of Curriculum and Instruction, Christina Puri, LPMS Guidance Counselor, and David Winston, LPMS Principal. The Lincoln Park School District is situated in a middle-class suburban neighborhood in Morris County, New Jersey. The location is about 30 minutes outside of New York City, which is accessible by a train line that runs through the town. The purpose of the Lincoln Park School District is to service the students of the town of Lincoln Park by providing them with a quality education that includes rigorous academics, social and emotional education, a diverse education, and an education that meets their needs. Furthermore, the Lincoln Park School District hopes to instill a love of learning onto its students, as well as lessons in diversity, multicultural awareness, social justice, and character education. Like many organizations, the Lincoln Park School District has a mission statement, which is, Lincoln Park School District will provide, through its schools, an educational setting that helps children to love and master learning, to work independently as well as collaboratively, and to develop the character and values that promote a healthy society. It is the Lincoln Park School District's expectation that all students will achieve the New Jersey student learning at all grade levels. The Lincoln Park School District is organized by geography in that only students from the borough of Lincoln Park can attend pre-K through 8th grade at the school district. The superintendent is also head of the Lincoln Park School District, sits on the Board of Education. Lincoln Park Elementary School houses pre-K to grade 4. Lincoln Park Middle School houses grades 5 through 8. Other positions held within the district are teachers, classroom aides, special services professionals, special education teachers, administrators, school secretaries, custodians, principals, disciplinarians, guidance counselors, school nurses, special areas teachers, MTSS coach, which is a newly hired position, and a new director of curriculum and instruction. The Lincoln Park School District has a culture of kindness, responsibility, hard work, prioritizing the growth of students and meeting students' needs. That was a personal communication with David Winston. He also shared that Lincoln Park School District is committed to providing students with a quality education that prepares them for life by challenging them to problem solve and think critically. David Winston also shared that the Lincoln Park School District is also committed to providing students with technology so they can learn digital citizenship and how to effectively use technology for academic success. Artifacts, beliefs and value systems, and underlying assumptions all are well established in the culture of Lincoln Park School District. The Lincoln Park School District has seen two substantial changes. First, there have been a leadership change and staff member change, as the former superintendent has retired. The Lincoln Park Middle School principal stepped into the position of superintendent, and the former director of curriculum and instruction became LPMS's new principal. A new director of curriculum and instruction was hired, and a new position was created called MTSS coach. In addition to the change in leadership, the Lincoln Park School District was also required to restructure the district's instructional model to meet requirements of the multi-tiered systems of support, MTSS, imposed by the state of New Jersey. MTSS is a model of instruction that focuses on differentiated instruction for continuous student improvement that is data-driven. It is a paradigm that incorporates not only academics, but also social, emotional, and behavioral components. The focus of this framework will be the implementation of MTSS, but the nuances of a change in leadership will be noted throughout. The change process was initiated by the state of New Jersey several years ago. They understood that the model shift would take several years to adjust and make necessary changes for implementation. During the 2019-2020 school year, a representative from the state of New Jersey gave an in-depth presentation on MTSS. It was not well received by the staff, and there was much resistance to change, mostly because it was very convoluted, our schedule did not support what was being asked of us, and there was very little professional development in this area. Over the years, administrators have been working with manuals put out by the state of New Jersey to ensure compliance with this framework. The change was initiated in the 2020-2021 school year, but will be tweaked and adjusted more in the 2021-2022 2022 school year, with schedule changes, additional staffing, and more professional development. The reason for these changes were mentioned in the aforementioned part of this slideshow, as well as some leadership changes. As a result of the imposition of the state of New Jersey, all districts must comply with these instructional changes. Therefore, as a guidance counselor with the Lincoln Park Middle School, Christina Puri worked diligently with the Lincoln Park Middle School principal to create a new schedule to support MTSS and also support teachers and staff. The new schedule will allow for basic skills teachers to assist classroom teachers for math and literacy blocks and provide tiered instruction. This targeted instruction will help close educational gaps. Blocks of time were added to the weekly schedule to accommodate students who need more intensive instruction. The schedule change worked very effectively to allow students to have more interaction with adults and to meet their educational needs and receive differentiated and tiered instruction. The initial change from MTSS were less than collaborative as desired. The administrators collaborated with each other and other school districts to gain an understanding of how best to implement the change of the framework within our school. Once the groundwork was covered, a subcommittee of administrators and staff members were formed to discuss implications of the changes, and manuals were created with protocols and procedures to help guide teachers. Christina Puri shared that she and the administrative team did seek out help in planning with the implementation of MTSS by visiting other schools who already adopted the framework and were successfully using it. They were able to see several school districts and make lists of qualities they believed would fit with the Lincoln Park School District and which qualities or aspects would not. From there, they met to create an MTSS manual that would be intended to be shared with staff members and always available for staff members to refer to. The schedule changes were planned to support MTSS with the global pandemic, but were not able to be completed in the 2020-2021 school year. The changes in leadership and new staff members was handled well by all educational stakeholders. Teachers were comfortable with seeing new leaders emerge from current staff roster. The new leaders effectively communicated with staff members and students about their intentions on how to lead during the new school year. However, in the first year of shifting to the framework of MTSS, there was significant resistance from staff members, little to no teacher buy-in, scarce communication about the framework's new expectations, and a schedule or structure did not appear to support the new framework. Unfortunately, since the staff was not privy to the in and out of the changes, other groups such as parents or students were not filled in with that information either. The Lincoln Park School District, according to Christina Puri, should have taken smaller steps toward the grand changes. In her opinion, changing a paradigm or framework of a school district alongside a new literacy program, a social emotional program, and its schedule change, and new leadership was too brazen. MTSS should have been the primary focus. Anne-Marie Vansickle recommended that the Lincoln Park School District should have taken smaller steps towards a larger goal. Both Christina Puri and Anne-Marie Vansickle believe that without proper communication, teacher buy-in would be a challenge, and it was such. With such a structural change in both framework and leadership, success was not imminent. The leaders of Lincoln Park School District did not take on transformational leader role. With so many changes and not enough communication, not enough time for professional development, or enough time for Q&A with administration, the MTSS framework for instructional change was off to a rocky start. There was not enough inspirational appeal or individualized consideration. The leaders were likely overwhelmed with their own changes and failed to understand and respect the difficulties that the staff members who were tasked with implementing the change had in front of them. In closing, before and after an organizational change, employees may begin to formulate their own interpretations of what is going to happen and what will develop. They may develop defense mechanisms to alleviate anxiety and changes. The Lincoln Park School District had some obvious shortcomings with the implementation of MTSS and the changes in leadership. MTSS is not just a program, it's a paradigm, according to Anne-Marie Vansickle, and it is not going away anytime soon. That being said, even though the Lincoln Park School District did not always take the right steps with this large organizational change. Because MTSS is here to stay, there is room for improvement in the 2021-2022 school year, and it seems to be heading in a better direction, with more buy-in coming this school year. In my opinion, a reflection of the change, leaders could have prepared for resistance better, identified key influencers, created more teacher buy-in, and effectively communicated, and lastly, seek and value input from teachers. Thanks for listening.